This is DJ 745 for WorldAReggae here, live and direct in a legendary studio, the home of Bobby Digital. Sitting beside me is Mr. Campbell of Frankie-Music, who does a lot of work out of this studio, amongst others, who we're going to be reasoning with today about some of his great works that he's been releasing over the past few years.
Yeah, good afternoon. Nice meeting you.
Every time. Now, Frankie-Music is a music production label that you've been involved in setting up for quite a good while now. One of the things I'm really excited about is the latest rhythm that you've put out called the General a General. Now, I have to go straight in with this rhythm because there's so much energy behind this rhythm track. The art of actually making rhythms seems to be sort of dying. So what made you decide on a rhythm like this?
Yeah, the funny thing about General a General is like one night when I sent the rhythm to Chris Martin and him said, Frankie, this is a real General, you know, and yeah, General, so make we just do a General album. So from that night in the studio, we just actually start to work with Romain Verga. Everybody just start to come in at the same night. We get out our possibility about 5 songs that one day, and then Anthony B and the rest of Busy Signal, everybody just hear the rhythm and say they want to be a part of the project. So I think I'm blessed to get this caliber artist, young and old. Give me a nice project, man. Very nice. I'm really excited like everybody else and the artists them.
I mean, I think that, you know, that rhythm track, it's starting to make a really strong push on the radio and things. So I'm starting to hear it being played all over the world. And the reason for that, I think, is that the caliber of artists, as you just mentioned, you know, you've got some of the younger talent, people like Kumar, who you've worked with before, Naomi Cowan. But then at the same time, you've got not only Kumar, but you've got him in combination with Romain. Yeah, that's a first time combination, right?
First time. It was so excited when Romain said, listen, I want to do my song with Kumar, you know, because I do work with Kumar before, as you know. As I said, the energy was so good, and when you have a nice energy like that from the artists to the producers and the engineer, you expect something good like what we have. So I think we're on the right road, and General a General, you know? We all are a general in our own self as a music producer, artist, or anything that you do. You are a general, you know? You're the general. WorldAReggae general too, so we get some nice vibes.
Yeah. Now, there are 12 different versions on this rhythm track, and one of them is in Spanish as well.
Yes, it's a nice introduction from a first song that is not in English. Big up to the artists who reach out and him team. So we get a nice track and expect it. Go and search for it. Big up.
Now, this rhythm juggling is available on all download sites and things. So iTunes, Spotify, it's there everywhere. And
vinyl too.
Okay, so you're planning on the vinyl as well?
Yes, man. Okay. Yeah, man. Okay. We'll do the real thing.
Right. Okay.
So you just expect it everywhere you listen to your music, go there and you'll get it.
Sounds like a good plan to me because, as you know, I'm a vinyl man through and through. So yeah, that puts a big smile on my face for real. So okay, so aside from the general rhythm track, you've got quite a lot of other projects that are on the road that have been doing quite big things now. Things that come to mind straight away, and I have to let this loose because we were talking off air before about a song that Kumar has put out called Them No Real, and we were sort of reasoning about the actual bass line and the rhythm, and what is it that I said that it reminds me of?
Yeah, Mackeehan, you know,
of course,
just
One.
Like when we say Them No Real, you know, you tell somebody, say, Them No Real, and it's the same thing. We get it from an authentic vibe, and we create our style to it as usual. You know, Frankie always have his style, and it's a nice song. Go and check it out. It's go on good. Big up Kumar, big up everybody who made that possible. Yeah.
Now, you've had the link with Kumar for quite a good while now, because one of the first introductions for me as a DJ or selector to Frankie-Music was a song that Kumar did as part of Raging Fire back in probably 2014.
Yeah.
Jaglory.
Yeah, Jaglory. The lead singer on the second album for Raging Fire, Jaglory. Yeah, we get a nice vibe from there. And even before that, I meet him in this studio when the first album, and he just joined the band, Raging Fire at the time. So And from this, I will create a relationship with the band itself and with him. You know what I mean? So it's only good and nice vibes to work with. I like to work with artists who I connect with still. You know, so you can tell them what you want, and them can tell you what them want and what them expect. So when you work with somebody like that, or a friend, or business, and we understand business, what we want with the end result, you will get good songs. You know, and that is what I think I get.
I mean, what I sort of realise is that here in Jamaica, and in particular in Kingston, there is no shortage of people that want to get into music, whether it's as an artist, a player of instrument. Now, from your point of view as a producer, how does someone make the shortlist to work with Frankie-Music?
Well, before you hear somebody talent and you try and assist them, but now we actually have a standard that we try to get and try to be a reputable of what we want, you know. So we listen everybody, all young and new, you know. We listen everybody, and then we choose from that. You know, really assigned like there's a channel to go. If I go to a stage show and I hear an artist sing a song that I like, even if him is nobody, I will record him. You know, just like even Koffee.
Well, I was just going to say that, you know, you've done work with quite a lot of people that have then gone on to other things within music. Koffee is a perfect example.
Yeah, Koffee, I was at a show. She come over, introduce herself. I asked her we exchanged number, and she sent some ideas to me. And just even from the ideas on the first day, I listened the 2 demo that she sent to me, and know that she have something, and I take the chance. You know, life is about chance.
Chances, yeah.
And I did that before with other artists before. Conscience, I did that with DeMarco. I did that with Vice Mail. You know, if you check majority of my production, Mackeehan, Chevaughn, you know, they're talented. These people that I just mentioned is a talented set of artists. You know, sometimes in every business, you know, you structure the timing. So she's just one of them that I feel good making that decision. And I'm not gonna stop recording young artists, but also I will try to record established artists and bring what I have for the business. You know, it's not only just young artists or big artists. I will record somebody that I think I can make a difference. And that is my offer to reggae music.
So really what I think you're saying to us is that as long as somebody has got a talent and a commitment to the music, and they're serious, you're happy to do some work.
I will happy, and I'm gonna happy to do it, because that is how I get introduced to the business. I went to Tough Gang one day with Kirkle Dove and built some rhythm, and when I reach out to the artist, just because of the rhythm, some of the artists' voice. But at that time, I did just tell Kirkle Dove what I want.
Right. Okay.
And him bring it come to me. We get it done in the day in the studio. So I try to do that. I try to pass on my privilege that I have to other artists. So I will always hand my hand out to helping people.
So how long has Frankie-Music been established for?
My first official release, probably 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah, probably 13 to 15 years. I don't sure about the time. It named Revelation Time. Still playing now. J. Mackeehan, Chris Martin, Vice Mail, D Major. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my first official release. But I always in production. I always in sound business. As I say, I grew up next to Bobby Digital, so I see the history. I see the Garnets, the Shabarangs. I grew up around that, so.
Learning from the top of the top.
Yeah, learning from the top of the top, you know. Yeah, trust me.
So outside of the rhythm project, I mean, you know, in my mind, I'm sort of thinking that you've done work with people like Duane Stephenson, Sean Antone. That's another name that we haven't mentioned.
That is a signed artist for Frankie label. You know, Sean Antone is my artist. you know, bad artist, bad musician also. You know, and play a lot of role in a lot of the reggae productions. So I have to big up Sean Antoine. Yeah.
So when it comes to like, you know, sort of approaching a project, do you sort of like build a rhythm first and then you decide on which artist you want to work on it? Or is it the other way around that you think to yourself, right, I want to work with maybe Romain Virgo, so I need to build a rhythm to work for Romain?
No, sometimes it worked both ways for me. You know, sometimes, as I said, Sean Antoine is a musician. We at the studio, we create a sound, and then after we approach the artist that we think is the best fit for it. Sometimes the artist will send me a voice note and send me an idea and say, create this, and I will go in the studio and create it if I think the idea is a good idea. Just like even Raggamuffin, that was one of the way that come about. She sang the song to me, we went and built the rhythm, you know. And on General is the same thing. We have an artist on the General rhythm now, Jalid. He demoed something for me, and when we went and built the rhythm, it ended up not even that song that him sent to it.
Okay.
End up Vice, because him love the rhythm so much, him Vice a different song, you know. So that is how that rhythm started. So it worked anyhow, you know. Sometimes we have the rhythm, we approach the artist. Sometimes we just build rhythm from scratch with the artist in the studio holding a nice energy. Yeah.
So it sounds like there's quite a lot of flexibility in the works that you're doing, and you can sort of work together with somebody with their ideas, like you mentioned with people like Koffee, with Raggamuffin as well.
Yeah, we do that, and I think them have a lot of respect for me, because probably some of them know me a long time outside of production. So the respect that they have for me, they've listened to me too. So that is very good for me, and I bless. Yeah.
Tell us how it works, because I know some of your productions have been distributed through VPAL. So where does the VPAL connection come in?
Well, I used to distribute with Applus before, and I just approached, one day VPAL approached me, tell them that they're starting up this digital distribution, and I just start to work with them. I'm comfortable. I'm cool with them. So that is where it is now.
Okay. Now, outside of the projects that we've talked about, are you working towards any artist album projects, or is there any other rhythms, anything that we can also look out for further down the line?
No, man. As a label, it's a Frankie-Music, so we live for this. This is what we do. This is what we love. So we have artists that I want to finish up them work. I'm working on some other album, some tracks for other people, for albums, and also I'm looking to work on an album with a specific artist. But when that artist ready, you first will hear
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about in terms of like other rhythms? Like there's a rhythm that I think you're working on at the moment, the Singers Paradise.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's rhythm now, Singers Paradise. We have 5 nice tracks coming soon.
Real authentic singers, right?
Authentic singers, real singers, not no Autotune singers, real singers. You know, that's why it's named Singers Paradise. So Lucky D on it, Chilla U on it, Win, Chris Martin on it, Romain Virgo on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Duane Stephenson on it. So real singers.
So some big things to look forward to.
Big things. For the rest of the year, crazy things, man. Crazy things.
Okay. You just touched on Autotune right now. What's your perspective as a producer?
I don't have a problem with Autotunes, but I'm not gonna spoil an artist by doing bare Autotune on the song, and when you're ready to promote the song or go to perform the song, you cannot sing it as close as how it's on the record. But everything in life needs something to advance it, and that is what I say Autotune do. You know, I don't have a problem with it, but I'm not gonna put out a full album with an artist that cannot sing it like when I finish. Yeah.
Because I mean, one of the things that I think, you know, we sort of sometimes feel is that sometimes the artist's voice is kind of being masked because certain producers will rely too much on the auto-tune.
And hide the sounds and create a fake sound. So when you see the artist in person or go to the artist concert, it's a different song you hear. So I don't really endorse, and I'm not knocking it. I need it. Who don't need it? But I'm not gonna be a full rely all on it.
Okay.
I want some talent.
True.
Yeah.
Well, look, we really give thanks for your time today, just showing a really small insight into Frankie-Music. As I said, the General Rhythm is out right now. There's some bigger things happening later on down the line with the vinyl release and, of course, further rhythms and more works. And keep up the great works. That's all we can say.
Yeah, man, give thanks for this interview. It's not something that I do regular, but I give thanks. Big up WorldAReggae. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure, because I think for us, really, what we want to do is try and get the voices of people that are making music, maybe whether it's a player of instrument, a producer out there. And I'll also send a big shout out to Jeannie Sweetness down at VPAL as well for the link.
Big up Donovan, big up Jeannie, big up VPAL, big up Sean Antoine, big up Kirk Riley. It's a team big, man. The team big, and we'll just expect greatness from the team.
We give thanks for your time today. One love.
Blessed.